Beneath Oregon's stunning landscapes lies a crisis few dare to confront. Thousands live in the shadows, trapped in a system that offers no escape.
Professional. I've had big names like Diana Ross.
And they was only 2 weeks old when I moved down here.
It's very likely we see him again.
Homelessness, crime, and survival intertwine, raising a haunting question: how far will people go when they have nothing left? A state known for progress is now a battleground for desperation, lawlessness, and broken promises. In this episode of NVL Travel Documentary, we uncover the dark truths behind Oregon's crisis, where survival often comes at a cost. Subscribe now to NVL Travel Documentary and join us on this journey for truth. Number 1. Oregon's hidden struggle, the dark side of a beautiful state. Oregon is often celebrated for its breathtaking landscapes, progressive policies, and vibrant cultural scene. From the lush forests of the Cascades to the artistic heartbeat of Portland, the state draws in thousands of new residents each year, seeking opportunity and a higher quality of life. But beneath this idyllic image, a deep and growing crisis is unfolding: homelessness.
Straight lies. Shut up, man, they lied.
Over the past decade, Oregon's homelessness crisis has intensified at an alarming rate, according to the 2024 Annual Homeless Assessment Report by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Oregon has one of the highest rates of unsheltered homelessness in the country, with over 22,000 people experiencing homelessness on any given night. More than 60% of them sleep outside in tents, cars, or abandoned buildings, a stark contrast to the state's reputation for progress and prosperity. The causes of this crisis are as complex as they are urgent. Skyrocketing housing costs have placed even middle-class families at risk. Rents in cities like Portland have surged significantly in recent years, with the average rent reaching $1,775 in early 2025. This surge has priced out many who once had stable housing. At the same time, economic shifts have left many without steady employment, especially as industries evolve and automation replaces jobs. Despite Oregon's progressive stance on social issues, gaps in mental health care services have left countless individuals without the support they need. An estimated 40% of Oregon's homeless population struggles with mental health issues, yet access to affordable treatment remains out of reach for many.
Sorry, right here.
Many people move to Oregon hoping for a fresh start, only to find themselves trapped in an unforgiving housing market. Even lifelong residents, once secure in their homes, have been thrust into homelessness by sudden, unpredictable life events: a layoff, a medical emergency, or a mental health crisis left untreated. The reality is, homelessness is not just a story of personal failure. It is a systemic issue that can impact anyone. This documentary will go beyond the surface, diving into the personal stories of those affected and uncovering the real reasons behind this growing crisis. More importantly, it will explore potential solutions, initiatives that have worked in other cities, policies that could make a difference, and the resilience of those fighting to reclaim their lives. Because behind every statistic is a human being, and their stories deserve to be heard. Number 2, homelessness in Oregon, a crisis spiraling out of control. Over the past decade, homelessness in Oregon has surged to unprecedented levels, transforming once thriving cities like Portland, Eugene, and Salem into epicenters of a deepening crisis. What was once a manageable issue has escalated into a full-blown emergency, with entire encampments now sprawled across sidewalks, under highway overpasses, and in public parks. The scale of the problem is staggering. According to the 2024 point-in-time count by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, over 22,000 people in Oregon experience homelessness on any given night. Experts argue that even these official numbers don't tell the whole story. Beyond the visible encampments, a hidden wave of homelessness exists. Thousands more are living in their cars, hopping between temporary motels, or couch surfing with friends and family. This invisible homelessness makes it difficult to gauge the true magnitude of the crisis, but estimates suggest that the actual number of people without stable housing could be nearly double the official count. Local governments have struggled to respond effectively. Encampment sweeps where entire tent communities are dismantled and cleared out have become a common strategy intended to address public health and safety concerns. However, these actions do little to provide real solutions. Instead, they displace people from one area to another, often pushing them deeper into instability and making it even harder for outreach programs to offer assistance. The impact of this crisis extends far beyond those experiencing homelessness. Residents and business owners have voiced growing concerns about the rise in property crime, sanitation hazards, and declining property values in affected areas. Reports indicate that 911 calls related to homeless disturbances have increased by nearly 40% in Portland alone since 2020. Many feel that city leaders are failing to balance compassion with accountability, leading to frustration and division within communities. At the same time, many homeless individuals feel more criminalized than supported. Instead of resources for mental health treatment, addiction recovery, or affordable housing, they face fines, arrests, and constant displacement. This creates a cycle that is nearly impossible to escape without systemic change. Oregon is at a crossroads. Will the state continue its ineffective reactive measures, or will it embrace real solutions, ones that tackle the root causes of homelessness rather than just the symptoms? The answer will define the future of its cities and the lives of thousands who remain caught in the crisis. Number 3. Why are so many people homeless? The harsh reality behind the crisis.
Because otherwise that's not going to help at all.
Homelessness in Oregon is a complex issue influenced by various interrelated factors. Let's delve into the primary causes contributing to this pressing problem. The housing market crisis, escalating costs and scarcity of affordable homes. Oregon's housing market has been under significant strain. In January 2025, the average home value reached $490,184, marking a 1.9% increase from the previous year. This surge is partly due to the state's rapid population growth, which has heightened demand for housing. Unfortunately, construction hasn't kept pace, leading to a shortage of affordable homes. Older apartments are often renovated into luxury units, further limiting options for low-income workers. Even with Oregon's higher-than-average minimum wage, rental costs have outstripped income growth, making it increasingly difficult for many to secure stable housing. Age stagnation and financial vulnerability. Many Oregonians live paycheck to paycheck, lacking financial cushions for unexpected expenses like medical bills or car repairs. Jobs in sectors such as retail and hospitality often don't offer wages that align with the rising cost of living. This financial instability means that a single unforeseeable expense can precipitate a downward spiral into homelessness. Impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic had a profound effect on employment, with mass layoffs leaving many without steady income. While temporary eviction moratoriums provided short-term relief, their expiration left numerous individuals unable to catch up on rent, resulting in increased homelessness. Mental health and substance use disorders. Mental health issues including depression, schizophrenia, post-traumatic stress disorder, and bipolar disorder significantly contribute to chronic homelessness. Access to mental health care remains inaccurate, characterized by long wait lists, high treatment costs, and a scarcity of inpatient facilities. Substance use disorders often intertwine with homelessness, serving both as a cause and a coping mechanism for the associated stress and trauma. A cycle of institutional failures. There's a notable gap in services, where mental health facilities and addiction treatment centers are ill-employed to address co-occurring disorders. This deficiency results in individuals cycling through hospitals, shelters, and the criminal justice system without receiving comprehensive care. Addressing homelessness in Oregon requires a multifaceted approach that tackles these root causes. By increasing affordable housing, ensuring wages keep pace with living costs, expanding mental health and substance use services, and fostering coordinated institutional support, the state can make meaningful strides in reducing homelessness. Number 4. From stability to the streets. Ethan's unthinkable fall into homelessness. Ethan's journey into homelessness is a stark reminder of how quickly one's circumstances can change. At 30 years old, he left his small Oregon hometown for Portland, aiming for better job prospects. Tragedy struck when a workplace accident left Ethan injured, forcing him into unpaid leave. In 2023, Oregon reported 45,500 non-fatal workplace injuries and illnesses, highlighting the prevalence of such incidents. As medical bills mounted and workers' compensation faced delays, Ethan's financial stability crumbled, leading to missed rent payments. Eviction soon followed, and with nowhere to turn, Ethan resorted to sleeping in his aging pickup truck. The stress of chronic pain, coupled with the lack of health insurance, severely limited his employment opportunities. A devastating blow came when his truck was broken into, resulting in the loss of his belongings, including essential documents and his work uniform. Without a permanent address or phone, job hunting became an insurmountable challenge. The weight of these events took a toll on his mental health, deepening his sense of despair. Hope emerged when a dedicated volunteer at a local shelter connected Ethan with medical services and temporary housing. Through a workforce reintegration program, he secured stable employment and began rebuilding his life. Yet, Ethan's experience raises a critical question. How many individuals like him are overlooked because existing systems aren't equipped to support their recovery? Ethan's story underscores the urgent need for comprehensive support systems that address not only housing, but also healthcare, employment, and mental health services. Without such integrated approaches, many more may find themselves in similar predicaments, struggling to find a way back to stability. Number 5. Breaking the cycle, real solutions to end Oregon's homelessness epidemic. Addressing homelessness requires a multifaceted approach, and the Housing First model has emerged as a promising solution. This approach prioritizes providing permanent housing to individuals experiencing chronic homelessness without preconditions, coupled with supportive services such as mental health counseling, addiction treatment, and job training. Cities like Eugene and Portland have implemented pilot programs based on this model, yielding encouraging outcomes. Studies indicate that Housing First programs are more effective at ending homelessness compared to traditional methods, with participants maintaining stable housing longer than those in conventional shelters. However, some critics argue that offering housing without requiring prior addiction treatment may reduce individuals' motivation to seek help for substance use disorders. Despite these concerns, research consistently shows that housing first not only enhances housing stability, but also leads to better health outcomes and reduced reliance on emergency services. For instance, a systematic review found that housing first programs decrease homelessness, increase housing stability, and improve quality of life for participants. Expanding mental health services is another critical component in addressing homelessness. The state of Oregon has recognized this need, allocating significant funds to enhance behavioral health services. In 2024, the Oregon Health Authority awarded $5 million in planning grants to 104 community mental health programs, aiming to increase residential facility and housing capacity. Additionally, $60 million has been designated to develop a diverse behavioral health workforce through scholarships, loan repayment, and peer workforce development. Integrating housing solutions with comprehensive mental health care can disrupt the cycle of hospitalizations and incarcerations that many homeless individuals face. By providing stable housing alongside accessible mental health services, individuals are more likely to achieve long-term stability and improved well-being. Economic stability is also vital in preventing homelessness. Job training and employment programs should extend beyond basic resume workshops to include apprenticeships, vocational training, and direct connections to living wage careers. Equipping individuals with marketable skills and opportunities can empower them to maintain housing and reduce the risk of returning to homelessness. In summary, combating homelessness effectively requires a holistic strategy that combines immediate housing solutions with robust mental health services and economic empowerment programs. Embracing models like housing first, investing in mental health infrastructure, and fostering economic opportunities can pave the way towards sustainable solutions for homelessness. Number 6. The cost of inaction: the political and economic battle over homelessness. Homelessness imposes a significant financial burden on emergency healthcare services, law enforcement, and local government budgets. Managing homelessness through emergency services, healthcare, and law enforcement is substantial. Piecing encampments and providing emergency medical care cost taxpayers millions annually. For instance, the cost of an emergency shelter bed funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Emergency Shelter Grants program is approximately $8,067 more than the average annual cost of a federal housing subsidy. Investing in long-term housing and social programs has been shown to reduce emergency spending. Studies consistently show that chronic homelessness costs taxpayers more in emergency services, healthcare, and law enforcement than providing permanent housing would. For example, a study found that a chronically homeless person costs taxpayers an average of $35,578 annually, but supportive housing reduces this by 49.5% to $12,800, resulting in a net savings of approximately $4,800 per year. Despite this evidence, policymakers often focus on short-term solutions, possibly due to political pressures and the immediate visibility of homelessness. Public opinion on addressing homelessness is divided. Some citizens advocate for stronger social programs, emphasizing the moral and economic benefits of providing stable housing and support services. Others support stricter law enforcement and anti-camping measures, believing these approaches maintain public order and deter the establishment of encampments. This debate reflects broader societal questions about the most effective and humane strategies to address homelessness. In conclusion, while homelessness imposes substantial costs on public systems, evidence suggests that investing in permanent housing and supportive services can be more cost-prohibitive in the long run. Balancing immediate public concerns with sustainable solutions remains a complex challenge for policymakers. Number 7. How you can make a difference: the power of communities in solving homelessness. Addressing homelessness requires a collaborative effort from individuals, businesses, and communities. Business owners can play a pivotal role by offering employment opportunities to those without housing. For instance, organizations like First Step Staffing specialize in helping individuals facing homelessness secure steady jobs, providing them with a pathway to financial stability. Landlords, too, can contribute by participating in affordable housing initiatives. Programs such as the Housing Choice Voucher (HCV) program offer benefits to landlords, including consistent rental income and access to a wider pool of potential tenants, while providing affordable housing to vulnerable populations. Educational institutions have a role to play as well. Public schools and universities can support homeless students by offering resources like housing assistance, meal programs, and counseling services, ensuring these students have the support needed to succeed academically. Individuals can make a difference by donating to nonprofits dedicated to homelessness solutions, volunteering at shelters or job training centers, and advocating for policies that expand affordable housing and mental health services. Engaging in conversations about homelessness helps reduce stigma and fosters a more inclusive community. Collectively, these efforts can create a supportive environment that empowers individuals experiencing homelessness to rebuild their lives. Oregon's breathtaking landscapes and progressive ideals stand in stark contrast to the deepening homelessness crisis unfolding across the state. With homelessness rising at an alarming rate, the need for real, lasting solutions has never been more urgent. Expanding affordable housing, strengthening mental health support, and fostering community-driven initiatives are critical steps toward addressing this crisis. But beyond policies and numbers, this issue is about people, real lives, real struggles, and real hope for change. The journey to ending homelessness is not a simple one, but by working together, government leaders, communities, and individuals, we can create meaningful change. No one should have to call the streets their home. If this documentary has given you a new perspective, we invite you to join the conversation. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to NVL Travel Documentary for more in-depth explorations of the world's most pressing social issues. Your engagement helps bring awareness, and awareness leads to action. Thank you for watching, and see you on our next journey.